Did you know that African heritage isn't just in Africa or the Americas? It's everywhere, even in places you might not expect, like Europe. Africa's influence stretches far beyond what we often recognize. It's found in ancient structures, religious iconography, cultural traditions, and even the rhythms of modern music. From Ghana's Elmina Castle to Brazil's Afro-Brazilian traditions, and even sacred depictions of Jesus and Mary as Black figures in Europe, African heritage is deeply woven into world history. Yet so much of this history remains overlooked, waiting to be rediscovered. In this video, we'll explore powerful destinations where Black travelers can connect with their roots through history, culture, and even hidden symbols of African heritage across the globe. Whether you're seeking ancestral connections, cultural pride, or a deeper understanding of the African impact on world civilizations, these destinations hold stories waiting to be told. If you love travel and history, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more global travel insights. Let's dive in. West Africa, where it all began. Let's start where it all began for many African Americans, West Africa. Countries like Ghana, Senegal, and Nigeria offer powerful experiences for those looking to reconnect with their ancestral roots. The transatlantic slave trade may have forcibly separated millions from this land, but their legacy and resilience remain deeply embedded in the culture and landmarks. Elmina Castle, Ghana. Standing inside the dungeons of Elmina Castle is an overwhelming experience. The walls whisper stories of pain, survival, and resilience. As one of the oldest European-built structures in sub-Saharan Africa, Elmina Castle served as a hub for the transatlantic slave trade. Many African Americans visit this place seeking connection and closure, standing where their ancestors once stood before being taken from their homeland. The energy here is undeniable. It's an experience that lingers long after you leave. Gorée Island, Senegal. The infamous Door of No Return on Gorée Island is one of history's most haunting symbols. Imagine standing in the very spot where countless Africans took their last steps on the continent before being forced onto slave ships. Yet this site is not just about loss, it's about honoring resilience. Many visitors describe a profound sense of connection to their roots when walking these grounds. Visiting these places isn't just about history, it's about reclamation. It's about standing on the same soil as our ancestors and honoring their journey. This is why every year people from across the globe make the pilgrimage back to West Africa, not just to learn about the past, but to reconnect with the present. Have you been to Ghana or Senegal? Drop a comment about your experience. Brazil, the largest African diaspora. Brazil has the largest population of African descent outside of Africa, and its vibrant culture reflects this deep African influence. From food to music to spirituality, Afro-Brazilian traditions are a living testament to resilience and cultural fusion. Salvador, Bahia. Salvador is the beating heart of Afro-Brazilian culture. Walking through its streets, you'll hear the unmistakable rhythms of samba, see dancers moving to the hypnotic beat of drum circles, and witness spiritual traditions rooted in Yoruba culture. Here, the African heritage is not just preserved, it thrives. Pelourinho. This historic district was once a colonial slave market. Today, it stands as a celebration of Black heritage. Vibrant murals, African-inspired art, and street performances bring history to life, showcasing how the descendants of enslaved Africans reclaim their space and culture. The energy here is magnetic, making it a must-visit for anyone looking to experience the soul of Afro-Brazilian identity. Capoeira and Candomblé. Capoeira, a martial art that blends dance, acrobatics, and music, was created by enslaved Africans in Brazil as a way to practice self-defense while disguising it as a dance. Meanwhile, Candomblé, a spiritual practice deeply rooted in Yoruba beliefs, continues to flourish, preserving sacred African traditions despite centuries of oppression. Would you want to experience Afro-Brazilian culture? Let me know in the comments. Hidden African heritage in Europe. The Black Madonnas. Many people think of Europe as separate from African heritage, but history tells a different story. From ancient African rulers influencing Mediterranean civilizations to sacred religious imagery, Africa's imprint is undeniable. The Black Madonnas. Scattered throughout Europe, depictions of Mary and Jesus as black figures exist in places like Poland, Spain, France, and Italy. These icons, often revered in local religious traditions, suggest a far deeper African presence in early Christianity than many realize. Spain's Montserrat. Black Madonna, known as La Moreneta, this Black Madonna is one of the most famous in the world, drawing millions of pilgrims each year. Some historians believe these images reflect Africa's profound role in early Christianity, before European reinterpretations reshaped religious narratives. France's Chartres Cathedral. Another striking example is the Black Madonna housed in Chartres Cathedral. Some scholars argue that these depictions symbolize Africa's enduring influence in religious traditions long before colonial histories began reshaping global narratives. Have you ever seen a Black Madonna in person? Tell us where in the comments. African heritage in the U.S. The untold stories. African heritage isn't just abroad, it's deeply embedded in American history too. While many look to Africa or the Caribbean for cultural connections, the U.S. holds its own rich legacy of African traditions that continue to shape communities today. Gullah Geechee culture, South Carolina and Georgia. Along the coastal regions of South Carolina and Georgia, the Gullah Geechee people have preserved African traditions for centuries. From their unique Creole language to their distinct crafts and cuisine, they represent one of the most direct links to African heritage in the United States. New Orleans and Congo Square. New Orleans is synonymous with jazz, but did you know its musical roots trace back to Africa? Congo Square was a historic gathering place where enslaved Africans practiced music and dance, traditions that would later evolve into jazz, blues, and even hip-hop. Today, standing in Congo Square means standing in a space that birthed some of the most influential musical genres in the world. If you've been to the Gullah Geechee corridor or New Orleans, share your favorite experience in the comments. The African legacy is everywhere, waiting to be acknowledged and celebrated. Understanding these histories isn't just about the past. It's about recognizing the enduring impact of African culture on the world. Whether you're traveling to connect with your roots or simply to expand your understanding of history, these destinations offer powerful experiences that remind us of the richness and resilience of African heritage. So which of these destinations would you visit first? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more inspiring travel content. Discover the world with Hopes Fulfilled Tours and Travel, where every journey brings your dreams to life. Subscribe now and start exploring.